Guys, in the spirit of October, I've decided to do something special. I'm going to do my first ever top 10 sickest movies list. And this is just in my opinion. I've weighed it out between what's disturbing and what is sick. So some of this is really sick, but not too disturbing. Some of this is really disturbing, but not too sick. Now, this is just my opinion. Like I said, like my number 10 spot is going to be like, why is that on here? But this is my picks. This is just for October 20th, 2011. I'll do another one. I'm going to warn you right now, I've not seen Angel's Melancholy, so do not bug me about that. I haven't seen Human Centipede 2. I haven't seen that shit. This is the only shit I've seen so far. And I got to warn you, there's going to be spoiler alerts, because there's going to be graphic descriptions, too, of what happens in these movies. So without further ado, let's get started. Alright. Number 10, I'm sorry, is Inside. Let's see, there are a lot of stabbings. There's a shooting that's pretty realistic. There's a face melting scene. And then there's a baby being cut from a pregnant woman's stomach via a pair of scissors. The scissors are a major player in this movie. Dead Alive is often thought of as the goriest movie ever made, but I heard someone say that this is the goriest movie ever made in a realistic sense. And I could not agree anymore. This also might be the scariest movie I've ever seen. Alright, number 9, I just talked about this on my DVD collection vid, Shogun Sadism. This is one of those movies where it's just a smorgasbord of sick scenes and sadism. Let's see, there's rape, decapitation, evisceration, a sledgehammer scene in which a man's foot is smashed with a sledgehammer, and then a piece of the bone sticking out is peeled off of it. It's awful. See, a child's eyes are branded, and she's blinded. There's an abortion, and then there's, of course, the infamous oxen split torturing scene. And that's what's on the cover, where a woman is pulled apart by oxen. There are 2 ropes around her feet, and her legs are pulled off. And keep in mind, this movie was made in the 60s, early 70s, and the gore effects are fantastic. Never seen any of the other movies in the Tokugawa series, but this one is, I've heard, the worst. Okay, number 8 is based on a true story. It's Cannibal, and it's about the man who wanted to eat somebody, so he posted an ad online, and amazingly someone responded and they wanted to be eaten. So there's a castration scene that looks very, very realistic, and then they fry the penis and they eat it. And it's pretty disgusting. And then when the guy is finally dead, and when he bleeds out from that, the guy takes him to his barn and cuts open the body, and it has some of the most realistic gore effects I've ever seen in my life. And then when he's eating the guy's body, he loves it so much that he actually comes. He's an orgasm from it, and it's a very big one. And yeah, it's very sick. This is from the person who made Angel's Melancholy. Yeah, great gore effects. Next movie would be higher up on the list, but the gore effects weren't too good. It's Philosophy of a Knife. It's 4 hours about what the Japanese did during World War II with their experiments. Alright, this is a long list. I had to actually write down the descriptions for some of these movies. Okay, so for Philosophy of a Knife, there is decapitation, all kinds of dismemberment, abortion, teeth extraction, freezing, radiation, electrocution, skin slicing, tongue snipping, a pressure chamber death, and a cockroach being forced into a woman's vagina, and she's being skinned, and they're looking for the cockroach that they put in there. Horrible scene. The gore effects really are not that good, though, so that's why this isn't higher up on the list. It would be, trust me, because it's 4 freaking hours of torture. Alright, number 6 is easily the most realistic movie of its kind. That is Tumbling Down the Flesh, a.k.a. Nukudaruma, a.k.a. Psycho the Snuff Rose. Well, more than half the movie is a porno. And then it turns into a torture porn. And first they saw off her leg at the ankle and then the knee. Then they saw off her arm, and they're painting her face with their severed arm. They take a potato peeler to her tongue and just go to town on it. They cut open her stomach. And the guy has sex with the stomach. They don't show the genitals in this. So that would be higher up on the list if they did. And the guy has sex with the intestines. When he comes, it mixes, the semen mixes with the blood, and it looks disgusting. Then they finish her off with a meat cleaver to the face. Oh my god, this movie is just horrible. It is maybe the most depraved movie ever made. One of them. Okay, number 5 is a much more meaningful film. Subconscious Cruelty. Let's see. A man has sex with his sister. That's off screen, but when his sister is giving birth to his child, he takes out the baby as soon as it comes out and kills it, and that kills the mother out of shock. There's a scene where people are raping the earth, like they're having sex with the earth. It's pretty disgusting. Then there's this guy who has like a dream, where, like he is masturbating, but it's like needles and like barbed wire, and he's basically castrating himself, or something like that, and it's awful. And then there's a scene at the end, which is at the cover with Jesus, where 4 women take Jesus into a room and start eating him, and they're peeing on him, and they're using his intestines to get off. Horrible, horrible, horrible scene. Oh, but I liked it as a film. Number 4 is Irreversible. This one might be the most disturbing. And it definitely is the 2 most realistic scenes of its kind. It has the most realistic murder, which is a 2-minute scene in which a man's head is bashed in with a fire extinguisher. And this shows everything. Like, the camera's spinning, but it shows everything. And you see his jaw moving, even though his brains are seeping out of his skull. And there's a 9-minute rape, and it's even worse because Monica Bellucci's the star, and she looks so good. Alright, number 3. I'm sorry for my horrible covers. The August Underground movies. And the one I picked was August Underground's Mortem, obviously. Everybody picks that one. And every scene that happens, like, you don't think that something worse is going to happen. So, like, the first scene is they force a guy to castrate himself, and they take the castrated penis, and they're playing with it with his girlfriend's lady parts, and it's just terrible. And the next scene is they disembowel a woman, and it looks extremely realistic. Before that, they're like vomiting on her and torturing her and raping her and her friend. They disembowel her, and at the end of the scene, one of them goes to her body, opens up her open stomach, and starts having sex with the intestines. And then there's another scene where they go to this serial killer's house, this other serial killer's house, and he has in his like dumpster a dead headless baby, like an infant. And there's maggots at the neck stump, and he takes the maggots out, and he starts eating them. And then the last scene, which you couldn't think you could get any worse than what I just described. A man is having sex. He's raping the dead body of a 6-year-old girl, and it is horrible. That might be the most depraved scene of all time. Alright, number 2. Everybody talks about this, but I think it deserves to be on here. It's a Serbian film. Everybody knows about this film. So you got the newborn porn scene, in which a newborn baby is raped. Then there's a scene where a man is raping a woman. He's really beating her. And then they give him a machete, and he chops off her head and continues to have sex with her body after he kills her. Then a woman is killed because she suffocates for giving a man a blowjob, and her teeth are removed. There's the infamous family reunion scene in which the father finds out he's having sex with his son, and his brother is having sex with his wife, his brother's wife. They're raping him, and then the main guy takes another man's eye socket and forces his erect penis into the eye socket. It's a very good movie, but very tough to watch. It's one of those movies where it's so good, but I wouldn't really recommend it to many people. Then number 1, as of October 20th, 2011, the day I'm recording this, is Regurgitated Sacrifice. The most disgusting movie I've ever seen, probably the sickest. There's tons of vomit, and I hate vomit, so that plays a major part in this. Let's see, there's the splitting of Siamese twins via like a hacksaw. There's intestine play, where they cut open a woman's stomach and they're playing with her intestines. Then they take a tarantula, put it into a woman's vagina, and sew the vagina up. Decapitate her, take the decapitated head, and it's hollowed on the inside. There's no brain. And a man puts an octopus on his head and is eating. He's like putting the octopus tentacles in his mouth, and he was vomiting into the skull and drinking it like a mug. And like puke is coming out of the eye sockets. It's disgusting. Then the movie ends with a woman giving a man a blowjob, and the guy comes blood everywhere. I was not expecting that. It doesn't help that many of the women in this film are extremely attractive. Anyway, that's it, guys. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye.